So welcome to tip number 38 of Senpai's tips, and this one is about SOPs, standard operating procedures, and about having them in place for every process on the shop, and also for involving the people, the experts who actually know about them, who will help you create them best. First, a definition of an SOP. It's the best current method for safely combining man-machine materials to create the QCD quality cost delivery you need. There's several key things about that definition. Of course, safety first. Everybody goes home with the same fingers and toes. Second thing is best current method. Now, best current method means that it's never finished. You're not looking for a perfect SOP because it will always change. An SOP is a living document that is subject to Kaizen. Always remember that. It's just got to be good enough. It's actually one of the 4 stability things we talked about back in tip 21, having the right number of bits around you, having trained people, having a good method, and having the right machine capacity. So, in terms of SOP, here is a picture of a bad one, a weak SOP. And you can see from this picture that it's a bit vague, there's certain things missing, the language isn't so good. Now, to be specific about this, here is a picture of a good one. And I'll leave it up for a second or two, because on here you can see 10 or so things that make this a good SOP as opposed to the other one. Now, who should put it together and who should collaborate in doing it? Of course, your operators are the experts in creating the content. Your engineers are there and your QA are there to protect the customer, and it needs to be signed off by someone like a cell leader, a group leader, a supervisor to protect yourself and the operators. Now pause a sec. I could talk a lot about SOPs, in fact I could chirp all day about them, but there's a link here, and you can see in the comments below there is a link to a chapter from our book Adventures in Leanland that has a very good case study of trying to get a good SOP in place on the shop floor. Final thing, how do you know you've got a good SOP? And for this I have to say thank you to Stephen Spear, who wrote an article way back in 1999 about decoding the Toyota production system. He suggested 4 ways that coaching is done with people on the shop floor for SOPs. I'm suggesting, if you want to know how strong your standardized work is, you get out in the shop and ask these 4 questions. Number 1, how do you do this work? Number 2, how do you know you're doing this work correctly? Number 3, how do you know the outcome will be free of defects? And number 4, what do you do if you have a problem? If your associate, your operator, your member can answer those 4 questions strongly, you've got good standardized work. If you're enjoying these videos, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.